The Monkey is a movie you're either going to love or you're going to hate. But whether you like it or not, there are a lot of good things that this movie provides. But there are still a few things that I wish would have been different. Before we get into the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to go check out the other reviews I have posted. And let's get right into it. The Monkey is based off of a Stephen King short film that really is going to entail a monkey full of evil. Now, the monkey is in itself not evil, but once you turn the key, chaos ensues. With this movie, you are getting the tale of two brothers, Hal and Bill. They are twins, and really how their childhoods, in a sense, are different. Ultimately, the monkey comes into play based off of a find in a closet from their dad who ran away, and that is when things begin to change. Now, looking at the pros, we're going to start right there. The pros of this movie are definitely the storytelling. I think they do a very good job of really highlighting the origin story of the monkey, the relationship between the brothers, and ultimately where it would take us 20 plus years later. I think that is a crucial part to this story. I think the second point that's really good is the relationship. You are seeing the relationship between the brothers as kids. You see it as an adult. But then you're also getting to see Hal and his son's relationship and how that is going to impact a lot of things that take place in this film. I think the other thing that really stands out when you are watching this movie is really just the consistency. There is a lot of times when you are watching a scary movie that you feel lost. You feel that it's going overboard, or you feel that you just don't understand why certain things are happening the way they are. But I think The Monkey does a great job of being consistent in what they are trying to portray. Now, you may not always like it, but you cannot, in my opinion, sit back and go, well, that made no sense. What is the purpose of that? Because it all is built up based on the story that is being told. And I think that is key. One of the big cons for me is the CGI gore. I love horror movies. I love the slasher movies. But I feel like, in a sense, some of the attempts for the evilness of the monkey went overboard. In many ways, it felt that it didn't need to go as far as the graphics on the screen, the loud sounds that were played. And I think for me, that took away a little bit. Because in some senses, you're like, okay, this is about to happen. But then once you see it on the screen, in my eyes, it felt like it was just so overdone. It did not need to be done that way. But even though I say it's consistent, it is consistent with multiple scenes in the movie. I think another weird part in this film was when they go back to a house for an estate sale, you get the buildup of what that house means and represents, but then you don't see the impact of the house anymore. It's a quick, maybe 3 to 5 minute scene, and then it just kind of disappears. What I would have liked to have seen is the craziness that led to that house being as haunted as it was, even though we know why. But give us a little bit more detail. Give us a little bit more detail about some of the things that are happening in the town that they portray. We don't need it in 30 seconds. Provide those details. But ultimately, when it comes down to the monkey, I don't know if I would say that this is a horror movie category film, even though it is. There's not a lot of suspense. You get to see suspense building when you don't necessarily know who the monkey is going to target, but you're not getting a suspenseful buildup of what's going to happen in the next scene or what's going to happen going forward. You honestly see it. And I think that goes back to when I said the storytelling made perfect sense. You understand why certain things are happening, but maybe they could have went a little bit further. Now, when you're looking at overall rating, and I've kind of went back and forth on how I felt about this, for me, it's about a 3 out of 5. I'm not really classifying this as a horror movie. I'm more or less classifying this as the mind of Stephen King hits the big screen, because that's what it is. If you've read his books, you know what he's thinking. You kind of understand the situations in the film and really why the storytelling made somewhat of a good story put onto screen. And so overall for me, like I said, it's a 3 out of 5. It is a movie I would watch again. It's not something that I feel like falls flat, but there are certain things that I wish could have been changed to make it more enjoyable. But overall, it is a solid film. It is a good weekend film. It definitely, I think, is probably, in my opinion, the movie of the weekend so far. I still have to go see The Cleaner, but that is definitely probably the top movie of the weekend for me so far. But like I said, it is a good movie. Go see it if you are interested in Stephen King or any kind of graphic type movies. You may enjoy it. But make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to go follow me on the social media pages. Go check out the other reviews, and I will talk to you all later.